So hello everyone. In the previous video we have discussed how to balance the chemical equation by using the hit and trial method. But hit and trial method is only useful for balancing the simple chemical equations, and it has certain limitations also, that it takes time to balance the complicated equation by using the hit and trial method, and also the mechanism of the reaction is not very clear. That is, the steps of the reaction, how the reaction has taken place, is also not very clear by hit and trial method. Next topic is information conveyed by a balanced chemical equation. Here we have taken one balanced chemical equation. Sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid reacts to form sodium sulfate and water. You can see that this reaction is balanced. 2 atoms of sodium are present in the reactant side and 2 are in product side. 2 atoms of hydrogen are here and 2 atoms of hydrogen are here in sulfuric acid. So overall 4 atoms of hydrogen are there in the reactant side, and also 4 atoms of hydrogen are in the product side. 2 to the 4. 2 atoms of oxygen are here and 4 atoms of oxygen are present in sulfuric acid. So overall we can say that 6 atoms of oxygen are in the reactant side. In the same way, 4 atoms are present in sodium sulfate of oxygen and 2 atoms are present here in water of oxygen, and therefore overall in the product side again 6 atoms of oxygen are there. So oxygen is also balanced. Then we can see sulfur. 1 atom of sulfur is there. When nothing is written here, only 1 molecule of sulfuric acid is there. So only 1 atom of sulfur is there and 1 atom of sulfur is in the product side also. So finally we can say that the number of atoms of each element in the reactant side and product side are equal. Therefore the given reaction is a balanced chemical equation. Now we have to we have to see that what information is this balanced chemical equation giving us. First of all, we can see that a balanced chemical equation tells us that which reactants are involved in the reaction and which products are formed. Here we can see that the reactants are sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid, and the products are sodium sulfate and water. Then we can also say that one thing is visible here about the number of molecules. A balanced chemical equation also tells us about the number of molecules of the substances which are involved and formed in the reaction. You can see that 2 molecules of sodium hydroxide reacts with 1 molecule of sulfuric acid. When nothing is given here, it means that 1 is there. So 1 molecule of sulfuric acid to give 1 molecule of sodium sulfate and 2 molecules of water. So a balanced chemical equation tells us about the number of molecules of the substances involved and formed in the reaction. Also, a balanced chemical equation tells us about the chemical composition of the respective molecules. Means in every molecule, whether it is present in the reactant side or it is formed in the product side, every balanced chemical equation tells us about the chemical composition of the respective molecules. Chemical composition of molecule means the number of atoms of different element which are present in a particular molecule. So you can see here that in 1 molecule of sodium hydroxide, though here 2 molecules are present, but for writing the chemical composition of a molecule, we will take only 1 molecule here. So in 1 molecule of sodium hydroxide, there is 1 atom of sodium, 1 atom of oxygen and 1 atom of hydrogen. So this is the chemical composition of a molecule. So in the same way, 1 molecule of sulfuric acid contains 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur and 4 atoms of oxygen. So a balanced chemical equation tells us about the chemical composition of the respective molecules which are present in the reactant side and also in the product side. Then also a balanced chemical equation follows the law of conservation of mass, which states that the total mass of the reactant is equal to the total mass of the product. Mass in both the sides of the substances remains same. So the next topic is limitations of a chemical equation. A chemical equation does not tell us about the physical state of the reactants involved and the products formed in the reaction. We can't say that a particular substance which is reacting is solid, liquid or gas. In the same way, the products which are formed are solid, liquid or gas. So a chemical equation does not tell us about the physical state. And also a chemical equation does not tell us about the time taken for the completion of the reaction. How much time is taken in completing the reaction. And also we does not come to know that while performing a particular experiment and while when the products are formed, that time the heat is either absorbed or is given out. So whether the heat is absorbed or is given out, we does not come to know from a chemical equation. Also, the rate at which the reaction proceeds. A chemical equation does not tell us about the rate at which the reaction is proceeding. And we cannot say that whether the reaction is reversible or irreversible. So in this way there are certain limitations of the chemical equations. So as I have told you that there are certain limitations of a chemical reaction, therefore a chemical reaction can be made more informative by writing some additional information in it. For example, information regarding the pressure, temperature, catalyst, promoter, all of these things, all of these information can be written, can be provided on the arrow. These information regarding the temperature, pressure, catalyst, promoter can be written above or below the arrows which is used to separate the reactant side and the product side. Now first of all, what is catalyst? Catalysts are those substances which accelerates or decelerate the rate of the chemical reaction. Substances which are used for accelerating or decelerating the rate of a chemical reaction are called as catalyst. And promoters are those substances which influences the rate of a chemical reaction by improving the efficiency of the catalyst. वो substances जो कि किसी भी chemical reaction की rate के ऊपर अपना प्रभाव डालते हैं, किसी भी catalyst की कार्य क्षमता, उसकी capacity को improve करके. So the substances which are used and the substances which improve the efficiency, substances which are used for improving the rate of a chemical reaction by improving the efficiency of a catalyst are called as the promoters. So in the manufacture of ammonia, we can say nitrogen and hydrogen react at a temperature of about 450 degrees Celsius and the pressure is about 200 to 900 atmosphere, and the catalyst used is iron and the promoter is molybdenum. So in the manufacture of ammonia, the catalyst, promoter, temperature and pressure, all of this information can be written above or below the arrow which is used to separate the reactant side and the product side. So as I have told you, we can write the information regarding the promoter, catalyst, temperature and pressure below or above the arrow line. In the same way, we can also use certain letters for writing the physical state of the reactants and products. We can use the letter S for solid, L for liquid, G for gas, AQ for aqueous. Aqueous solution is the solution in which the solvent is water. So we can tell the physical state of the reactants and products by using these letters. Also we can write the information regarding the heat, that whether the heat is absorbed or is evolved during a chemical reaction by adding a heat term. You can see here carbon is a solid, so here S is written. It reacts with oxygen, which is a gas, to give carbon dioxide, which is a gas, and in this reaction heat is evolved and therefore plus heat is written here. In the same way, in the formation of carbon monoxide, heat is absorbed and therefore minus heat is written here.